So just to preface this, this is going to be a longer form video than the ones that I've done in the past. This is basically a compilation of like the kind of like me documenting my stent surgery, kind of like before and after surgery. So I just want to like, just to show other people who are in the process of going through the same thing, what my experience is like. Obviously my experience is going to be unique to other people's, so it's not going to be exactly the same as someone else's, but I just want to highlight my experience of having a venous sinus stent and my recovery, and I just want to document it on here so that you guys can see what it's like, and maybe it'll encourage you for your own experience as well. This is my pre-surgery stent surgery outfit that I'm wearing today. So I got a baggy, like, oversized sweatshirt, and then I have some loose kind of like joggers, and I have my Lisa Frank Crocs and some comfy socks. That's my outfit for today. So this is my bag that I will be bringing with me today for my procedure. I'm going to just show you what's inside of my bag. So I'm going to start with my purse. So for my purse, in this zipper compartment here, I have, this is my portable medication holder. So it like opens up like this, and it's magnetic, which is cool. So I have my, so over here on this side, I have my medications that I'm going to be taking tonight. So I have my Brilinta. The doctor has me taking a half a Brilinta in the morning and half a Brilinta at night. So I have my Brilinta that I'll be taking this evening. And then I have my Diamox or my acetazolamide. And then my morning dose is a low-dose aspirin and a half a Brilinta. I just have those in here just in case. I don't know, just my brain is like just in like over-prepared better than under-prepared. So that's what I have in here. And then I also have some hand sanitizer. I have my lip glosses, my Tower 28 lip glosses, the Red Bean Mochi and the Vanilla Ube. Love these so much. So that's it for that front pocket. And then for my main pocket, because this is kind of like this, I decided to just kind of show you. I took all the stuff out, decided. So I just have Kleenex, always, always, always. My wallet, my keys, and I always carry a little container of Vaseline wherever I go, especially in the wintertime, because you just never know when you might need it for anything like chapped lips, dry, stuffy nose. I use this for just all kinds of things. So this is like a must. And the last pocket I have here is just my phone. I love that. And then sunglasses / prescription glasses. So that's it. That's what I got packed. So this procedure is an outpatient procedure. So if all goes well, my check-in time is at 10:30 this morning. I will be leaving at 8:30 this morning, just to allow plenty of time for traffic because of the commute to the hospital and stuff like that. And so basically, yeah, check-in time 10:30, and then the surgery is scheduled at noon. So and I started fasting last night at 11, and then I can continue to drink water all the way up until 2 hours before my procedure. So that's really good. So I've been doing that, staying hydrated. So basically, this procedure will basically be very, very similar to my cerebral angiogram that I had back in November. So they'll make an incision in my femoral artery and then go up through there and then place the stent. So I will be under general anesthesia for the procedure, and then all goes well, I'll stay for maybe an hour or two for observation, and then they will discharge me and I will get to go home sometime later today, and I will keep you guys updated on everything. So just, yeah, just wanted to let you know what's going on so far. So I just wanted to give an update. This has been the 4th day since my surgery, so just to update everyone, I had my Venous Sinus Stent surgery on the 10th, so that was Monday. So now it's Friday today that I'm filming this portion of my video. I just wanted to give some updates about my procedure so far, my recovery so far, and just kind of yeah, just share my experience. So initially, just to kind of give you a rundown of how the day went. So my check-in time at UC Irvine was at 10:30 in the morning. That was Monday this week. So I arrived for my check-in, and then my surgery was originally scheduled for 12 noon, but the doctor had some kind of case that he was working on, and so basically my surgery ended up being delayed almost 3 hours, which again, not the doctor's fault. They were dealing with some kind of case. And so eventually they took me back for surgery, and I woke up in recovery. They actually transferred me to a room in the ICU. So with the stent surgery that I had, normally if they're just doing like a cerebral angiogram, it's normally, if all goes well, it's an outpatient procedure. Basically, you just go in, you get the procedure done under general anesthesia, I guess. At least in my experience, that's what I had done. And then they basically have you lay down flat for an hour or two, just to observe you. And it's also important for the incision, because it's in the groin and stuff like that. It's either the femoral vein or the femoral artery. My procedure actually was up through the femoral vein, so less invasive than up through the femoral artery, so that was really good. So basically, I had the procedure, and they did it under general anesthesia, and then because it was a stent surgery, they kept me overnight for observation. So I got to spend the night for the first time in the hospital, which was actually kind of cool because I had my own room to myself, and my window to from my upper room was actually, I could see the freeway. Which was really cool. So that was really nice. So at night I could look out the window and see the lights from the cars on the freeway, and I could hear the sound of the freeway noise, which, I don't know, to me that's kind of a white noise that I kind of find kind of soothing in a weird way. So anyways, there was that. I got to experience, actually there were quite a few firsts that I experienced with my stay in the hospital overnight. Overall, it was a very pleasant experience. All the nurses and staff, residents, everyone was really, really nice and really sweet, really professional. No complaints. When I had my first cerebral angiogram before the stent surgery, they had put a Foley catheter in me, and that was not fun. So I was kind of nervous this time around, like, oh, I hope they don't do that again this time. They didn't, so that was good. One of the things that I experienced for the first time was also, I got a shot in my stomach. It was like this, I think it was heparin or something like that. It's some kind of, I think it's some time to do with like blood clotting and things like that, just to help with post-surgery recovery and things like that. So that was an interesting experience. I wouldn't say it was super painful or anything like that. It was just more uncomfortable, although the second time they gave me 2 injections. So they gave me one, like, I think the night the night of my procedure, and then the morning before I got discharged. So Tuesday, February 11th, they gave me another shot in my stomach, and I was more tensed up, and so I definitely felt that shot, and it did sting a little bit, but I haven't had any bruising or anything in that area. So basically, on paper and everything, my procedure went well. They put the stent in, and they checked the pressure gradient before they put the stent in, and then after they put the stent in, they also checked the pressure gradient, and it was really good. So I'm very grateful to the doctors, Dr. Suzuki and Dr. K, for the surgery and everyone involved with my surgery and my recovery. So I was discharged from the hospital on Tuesday, February 11th, around noon time. And then that went really smooth. Everything went well. While I was in the hospital also too, they also did like a COVID test. I guess some hospitals still do that if you're in there. So they did like the little swab thing where it's like very invasive little like sinus swab that goes up where you almost feel like it's touching your brain. So that was fun. And then yeah, so I'm very happy. I will say one thing so when I had my first cerebral angiogram, and then with the second cerebral angiogram and stent placement, I did not know before that you could have, like I would call it like post-surgery anxiety. Like I said, I don't know if that's like a thing, necessarily like a technical term, but just, like I think it's probably pretty normal for most people. But I just wanted to highlight that because I definitely have experienced it now twice. So first time I had my procedure with the incision site, and then the second time with the incision site now that's healing. I've definitely struggled with post-surgery anxiety of just stressing and having anxiety about like how the recovery is going to be, and how my stent up here is great. It's fine. Very minimal discomfort, just like a very mild headache, but like right now I'm not really having like any kind of headache, just feeling maybe like a little bit of pressure over there, but like very minimal. I would say at the most my headache was probably at like a 2 or a 3, maybe like a 2, I would say, honestly, without any pain meds or anything like that. So that's good. And then as far as, and then the incision too, like minimal pain, minimal discomfort. It's more so just like being careful with certain movements and motions, especially the first week. I just want to be extra careful with that site and everything. And so I did have a little bit of moment where I had some anxiety that hit me on Wednesday. So this was yesterday. So it was my first yesterday was Thursday. Today's Friday. I had my first kind of like bout of anxiety where I had taken a shower and then taken off my Band-Aid from the hospital and replaced it with a clean Band-Aid. And I always get anxiety when I have to take off the Band-Aids because I'm just like the nervousness of like the healing site and like making sure that there's no infections or bleeding or anything like that. Like I get anxiety when it comes to those kind of things, which I'm sure, like I said, is probably normal because honestly, I mean, you want to make sure that you don't have to go back to the hospital, honestly. So that's where it kind of comes from, for me at least. But so I did take off the dressing from the hospital. No swelling, no inflammation. It looked good. There was a little bit of blood, a little bit of bleeding when I took off the Band-Aid, but I think it was more so maybe just the adhesive from the Band-Aids that they give you at the hospital are pretty strong, and so you have to be really, really gentle when you take them off, and the skin, the area where the incision is, can be really sensitive, because it's just like a soft area and the skin is more thin. So it's just, I think that just kind of is what happened. And then I was also just having anxiety about just like, you know, worried that like it wouldn't stop bleeding, you know, and just thinking about like all that. And so I basically just kind of spent the rest of the day basically just resting and recovering. I napped a lot, and then basically just spent the day, the rest, like basically all of Thursday, I just kind of rested and relaxed. I was pretty tired, which honestly, I think that was my body's way of telling me, like, you know, maybe just take it easy. So I did. I took it easy yesterday, and I've been kind of taking it easy today. That's why I'm sitting down right now, just to kind of relax. You know, it can be hard. I think that's the hardest thing when you're recovering from surgery, is like you in your mind, you're like, I want to do all the things that I normally would do, but you have to be mindful of like, I have to allow my body time to heal, and I can't do certain things because it could risk causing me injury and things like that. So that's the big thing with this surgery, is just being mindful of like listening to my body, and like when my body feels tired, or when my body is like telling me like, hey, slow down a little bit, take a break, do it. Like, honestly, that's the biggest thing with the stent surgery. Overall, like I said, my recovery's been going really well. I haven't had any infections, I haven't had a fever, I haven't had a lot of pain. My pain's been very minimal, if anything. And I've only taken like 1 dose of Tylenol. I took 1 dose of Tylenol yesterday evening with my dinner. And it's just the regular strength Tylenol, like the 320 milligram Tylenol. And that was it. So I really haven't been taking too much medicine, other than the antiplatelet medication that my doctor prescribed, and then the low dose aspirin, along with the antiplatelet medication. And then I'm still taking the Diamox, which is also something that my doctor is still prescribing for me to take. So I take 1 Brilinta a day. When I was taking 2, it was just cleaning me out, quite literally. Similar to like the stuff that you drink before a colonoscopy. So it was just like a little too strong for my system. And so my doctor had to readjust my dosage for that. But I'm doing good. I just wanted to update everybody and just let you know, if you're getting ready to have surgery for stent, for this type of stent, just really like, follow your doctor's advice. Whatever preparation you need for it, just follow that advice. It can seem overwhelming, and it can seem scary, especially when the surgery is like in front of you still, because you're thinking of everything that could possibly go wrong, maybe, or whatever. But like, honestly, oftentimes, there's more that can go right than go wrong, I feel like. And with the human body, there's so many complexities to it, and I think for me, that's where I feel like my faith comes in. I'm a Christian, and I fully believe in the power of prayer, and I fully believe that, God is with me always. And so I definitely like have been just praying a lot, and just, when the wave of anxiety hit me yesterday, I was reminded, like, I need to pray, because that's something that I wasn't doing as much of. And so like, sometimes you can tend to just kind of forget, and it's not even a conscious thing, but it's a good reminder that like, no matter what, like, we need to always pray. I just feel like as a Christian, that's so important and so understated sometimes. But it is essential. It's not even like about telling God what you need. It's just having that conversation with him, and maintaining that line of communication with him, where it's like, he's always there and he's always close, but we're the ones oftentimes that distance ourselves from him, whether it's consciously or subconsciously. So anyways, that's how I'm doing so far. My stent surgery is going well so far, and we'll see how this goes. as it continues. So the last part of this video is just going to be a compilation of a few photos that I took and my family took before and after my stent surgery, just to show you guys kind of like what it was like. And that's basically the end of my video. So thank you again for watching, and I hope to talk to you guys again soon.